Fucking comments out of the selection and just start ripping them to shreds. The fact that your entire fucking subscriber base is a bunch of weirdos is irrelevant.
Whoa! Anyway, right, so we're now starting off with the brand new fresh engine.
Oh, are you already filming?
Yeah. Alright guys, Pitbikesonic here, and it is winter time, so that means it is engine rebuild times. It's engine rebuild time. If any of you guys saw on my Facebook what happened to my Cadwell engine, or you would have seen the last vlog that happened to my Cadwell engine as well, it went completely bang, and it looked like a complete and utter mess. I'll show you that now. So if you haven't seen it on my Facebook, this is what left of the Cadwell Park engine. Look at that piston. Ugh. That went bang pretty badly. So that engine was what's the word when it costs more to repair, and it's not viable to pay the money to get it repaired, because it didn't just need the new top end that was completely wrecked, it needed gearbox and all sorts, so it wasn't viable. So we've gone out and bought a brand new one off 7-1 Racing, but it's a bog standard engine, so we need to put some of the race bits in it to get it prepared, to get it up to spec for B&B and Fab next season. Even though it's only going in my spare bike, my CR70, I still want it a pretty good spec engine. So in today's video we're going to show you what, if you buy a bog standard engine, basically if you don't buy it off Parker, what you need to swap over to get it up to spec and get it race ready for you to go race in Fab and B&B. So let's get into this. So while Sean's out, I might as well tell you what we need to change on the brand new stock motor. Like I said, this is a stock as it has come, so we need to get it a little bit more race prepared. So I'm not sure, because we haven't taken this cover off yet, but if it hasn't, we need to put this light and flywheel on, because if you've got the heavy one on, it will just snap a crank. We've got the cap that goes on the end of the chain tensioner arm. Basically, these are normally rubber, and if you leave them on there, the arm rubs through the rubber and then knocks your timing out. Get a brass one or a metal one, and that just stops that from happening, and you're not going to have the timing fly out on your engine. And then also here we have got the metal head gasket as well, which obviously just helps you with compression and just raises the horsepower up to the 15 horsepower maximum in Fab and B&B Championship. So yeah, they're the few things we're going to put on to make this engine a little bit more race ready to go. While Sean's away, let's just take this side cover off and see if it's got a heavy or light flywheel, because that'd be a good way to show you guys the size difference between the little one and if there's a big one behind there. Let's have a look. So it's good I did check, because yeah, look at the size of that bad boy. So that's a heavy flywheel and that's a light flywheel. Look at the size difference, so you can see why these chocolate cranks that are in these pit bike engines can't handle it, because that is massive. It literally only fits over the lip, over the edge of the engine. So yeah, you put that there, look at that, all of that extra weight not needed. So if you buy a stock bog standard engine, one of the first things you need to swap over it is for one of them, and a light and flywheel kit. And there's the rest of it there. They don't cost a lot. I think they're like 32 quid. So yeah, it's definitely worth swapping over if you're not going to go the whole electronic ignition route. So yeah, definitely worth it.
Fucking comments out of the selection and just start ripping them to shreds. The fact that your entire fucking subscriber base is a bunch of weirdos is irrelevant.
Whoa! Anyway, right, so we're now starting off with the brand new fresh engine.
Oh, are you already filming?
Yeah. It started with my subscribers are a load of weirdos. Right, so we're starting off with the new engine, and we're just doing the little upgrades we need to make it up to B&B and Fab spec, i.e. light and flywheel, thin head gasket, racing sump plug, and what is the name of the cap? What is it? The chain tensioner cap?
Yes, the thing that Parker charges the earth for. Where's it gone? The little cap.
We'll save your engine, and it's the cheapest and best.
And you need to do it immediately. Yes. Immediately, because by the time you've put it in your bike, it's already fallen off and caused catastrophic failure. Again, it's nice to be doing this in the middle of winter.
Oh, I'm not going to come in the summer, am I? Unless something's severely broken. So that is one. Bowling.
Have you got
as we call
I don't
it.
even know what it weighs.
Oh yeah, it'd be good to put it on a scales against the...
Let me just...
What do you measure your cocaine on?
That's it. It's normally just whatever you can fit in your hat, isn't it?
Oh, we're going to weigh it. Sean's going to go get some scales and we're going to weigh this compared to the light one. Let's see the difference. Because, yeah, that crank, if you keep these on, that just snaps in half. Normally when you go down from 3rd to 4th gear at high revs. Heavy flywheel. 92.4. Is that a lot?
That's exactly what I was talking about. That was 924.
Oh. 924. Do you want me to do? That is the weight difference. What is that? Is that in kg?
It's 424 grams.
Grams, yeah. 429 grams lighter for the light and flywheel. So yeah, don't muck about, guys. Soon as if you do buy a stock engine, obviously most of you are going to buy one from Parker and it will already be done. But if you're not, that straight in the bin, boys.
Plunger.
Right. So yeah, that is the upgraded tensioner from the cheap, nasty, soft rubber one to this is a hard plastic one, but it won't wear. So.
But it will wear a little bit, but nowhere near as much as the other one, which will fall off immediately.
Yeah, and
you will crash and you will die.
But Parker's do Parker's ones come with a good tensioner straight out of the box?
I think it depends which engine you buy.
If you buy the gold one, it's got it. I mean, it's gold.
Yeah, he's not just charging you more money because he's painted it gold. No, he's genuinely not. It has actually got better stuff in it. Oh my... Oh, this is so difficult. By the way, just to confirm, to swap this over, you don't need to have taken your flywheel off. So if you weren't doing the flywheel swap...
Yeah, you can just
you didn't need to do this.
Yeah,
you just
literally just pull that plunger. And a lot of people take that plunger off when they do their first ever oil change on a pit bike because they think it's the drain plug. It isn't. The drain plug is that one there. Do not do that one because you will get oil in your face and you will die.
It's amazing how loss of life you get from pit bike engine.
Yeah, I know.
Right, and that's it. That's it. And that's...
Yeah. So that is the first stage of upgrading done. Well, it isn't. We haven't even put the flywheel on. Replace that straight away, people. Already like I'm already dying. But
and just see, like, yeah, you could see one of 674J other videos to get that exact same piece of information.
Yeah,
but
I know. But people like the updates. I don't think we've actually ever done this in a video.
What?
These bits.
Oh, just these bits on new, not a new engine, because you've never bought a new engine in the history of time.
No, I just keep coming back to you.
You'll find when you take this off that these are, I mean, that's just, I had to use an impact driver to get them off, just throw them away. You only have to buy Allen heads. I don't know how on earth they put these on in the factory, because they're always ridiculously tight. Like, they're crazy tight. You only need to nip these out, they're not like they're crazy, just replace them with Allen heads and just pinch them up. This is how these little things are just, yeah.
Make life easier.
Yeah. But like I say, the first time you try and get, and this is why it's almost like it's worth swapping this and taking it off the first time you ever get your engine, just so that when you are at a racetrack trying to get it off and you're swearing and cursing because you realise you can't get it off, at least you'll have already replaced these. Even if you don't take the actual thing off and you just take the fixings out and replace them and put them back on again, because I've drilled more of these out than I care to remember.
Torque setting for these, Sean?
Doesn't matter, anywhere between 8 and 12 is fine.
Right, so that is light and flywheel all fitted and done. Next up, thin head gasket, I suppose. Yeah, thin head gasket. And I won't change the sump plug bolt because there's transport oil in it, but basically that's a standard one. No hole in it for lock wire, and then there you go, there's a race one with also magnetic. You're going to get loads of metal filings on underneath, so yeah, you always swap that over and then you drill a little hole through there, which Sean is now kindly about to do for us.
It's easier to do out of the bike, obviously.
Yeah. So then obviously it just makes the sump plug. And you can lock wire it. Just like that. Right, so metalhead gasket time. It is okay to reuse these, isn't it, Sean?
Yeah, they don't really compress up. Just keep an eye on if they look right, all the paint's come off massively and they might have like a little blow-by part or something, I'd replace them. But yeah, yeah.
You can use them again. It's not like a painful
you
one.
can certainly tell when you take these off. If you ever steal one on and you take them off, this one doesn't have it, for example, but you'll actually see a black region that extends into your fire face. So it basically just means that you've got an area where it might be starting to blow through your head gasket. That one's probably got a bit of an example of it. You can kind of see it there where it goes dark on the edges, and at that point just replace the metal head gaskets. But you can normally tell because, like I said, all the paint starts coming off and they go all over the place. Right, head gasket, straightforward. That one, the one that sits behind the bypass, that just takes the cover off the other side of the head. It's probably got oil in it, so it's probably going to drop out because it often stores some oil in the head. Just undo that. People should not be afraid of doing this. This is the easiest thing in the world. Undo your head bolts. Just taking note, but we'll remind you the copper one goes on the lower left, or lower left as you look at it, or lower right as you sit on it. Throw the bolts around just because something to do. $10 spanner. Phillips screwdriver gets it out quicker than wrestling with a spanner for 25 minutes. Swap to a 9mm and just knock off your cam bolts. Cam sprocket may or may not pop off. If it doesn't, just gently pop it off. It just sits on a dowel in the middle, so there's a dowel just on your cam there. Cam chain, move it out of the way. Nylon mallet that doesn't really have a proper knocking peg, but just gently tap. You could take the cover off if you want beforehand, it doesn't really make a difference. So that's it, there's like your brand new head. And again, just for ease, because it helps if you're off cam, which simply means that both valves are shut. That just makes it easier for when you put it back on again. Pistons at the top, so we're at top dead centre already. There's two dowels. They may have stayed in the head, they may not, depends. In this case, they're both still in position diagonally. Throw that away. Take the steel head gasket. Slide that on. Again, if you haven't, make sure the dowels are in diagonal 2 positions. Just give your fire face a quick wipe to get rid of any excess oil, just so you don't burn it in the cylinder. So, piston at top, if you hadn't done it, pistons at the top. T's, not that it should matter because you can see it, but the T, that means the T is lined up there with the notch and mark. So pistons at the top, as you can see, valves are shut. So, and that means that the cam can spin without any effort whatsoever. Slide back on. Doesn't matter if that pops on or off. To be fair, actually, if I'd been a bit more careful, I would say just make sure, I've been lucky in this case, but just make sure you take the gasket off safely so you can reuse it. And then that lines back up like that. Gasket, which, like I said, I'm going to reuse because it literally is brand new. It is brand new and undamaged through luck, not judgment, because I didn't take it off. I say this, I've got literally hundreds of these floating around, coming from kits and all sorts, so I could replace it all.
It's not the one, you always buy a kit for one single gasket, and that's not one you change.
Yeah, I've always got loads. But because it's Jay's engine, he doesn't pay me to do anything, I'm not giving him anything new. Which he thinks is funny, but it's also true. Because it's not like his company is payment enough.
I'm here to make you world famous. The viewers
How much money do I get off your videos?
You're just doing it for the fame.
Everyone who knows me knows I'm a massively social person. Right, gasket on, cover on, copper goes on
bottom left
as you look at it, or lower right as you sit on it. You don't have to sit on your engine unless it helps you visualise. You could have just put the, again, so just to clarify, at this point all that's happening, the cam chain's just sitting loosely over the top of the bearing. You can't really lose it, it could slide down there, but there's a roller sits there that the cam chain goes either side, so worst case scenario it only goes down there and you get it out with a pick, but again, I'm fairly used to, as long as I don't throw the engine around, I know that won't drop off. If anyone's moaning about hearing my erotic breathing through the video like someone did in the past.
Did they?
Yes, well, someone had a comment somewhere. It's because I've got a cold and a mathematic and I'm fat and overweight.
Whoa, you run marathons.
I did run marathons.
I'm training for a marathon. Let's not get into that, can we?
If you want to sponsor Jay money to do a marathon...
No, I'm not doing it for any sponsors, I paid for it
So just to clarify, Jay's putting in loads of effort to train for a marathon, but he doesn't want to help any sort of child in the world. So technically, he's making a conscious decision to put a load of effort into his own life and make sure it doesn't benefit anyone else.
I just can't be bothered to go around asking people for money.
What's that? You do it currently.
I don't
racing.
ask for money; they come to me.
Yeah, but you.
I don't have any money sponsorship. Anyway,
yeah,
what are the talk settings for these, Sean?
Yeah, but you send people dick pics. 13 newton meters. All you ever say is nervous laughter. You never actually defend yourself and say you don't do this.
Oh God, it's true.
Right. So again, we saw the pistons at the top. So T mark up. We know the cam, it's off cam, because we've already checked, so the cam just turns, that's me turning the cam by the way, so cam's plenty of movement. You don't care about the cam at all at first, you just drop the chain wheel in.
Falls on the dial.
Goes T, make sure that you think that lines up, as in the hole in the slot there, and then you just gently lever it onto the hole of the, you can do it through the centre, you can do it on the ends, like that, and then you check, and as you can all clearly see, that is a tooth out. Chris Wells, who decided to do his own timing on his own engine.
And his would have been like that.
His would have been like that because he decided
that dot needs to be with that, or that dot needs to be with there.
Yeah. So all we do, just pop it off. I'm just going to roll it around one tooth like that. Lever it back on again. Realise I can't find the holes for the cam because I didn't line them up. Get annoyed, take it off again. Turn the cam again. That's why I normally leave it on with one of the threaded holes, so at least I know they're in the right place. Like that. And now, dot, slot, T, mark. So that is
perfectly level.
And up there.
T with that mark there.
Okay.
If the focus is getting it.
Right. Then what you do is you just take your fixings again, you just drop them back in. Like that. Spin those back down. Just torque these up. Again, you don't need to wedge anything, just 10 newton meters. Just hold the flywheels enough. Right. Just because I always do this as an absolute match. If I've bothered to put an engine on my bench and do all this stuff, I will just check, regardless, even if it's brand new, even if it's been done by someone before me. Unless that person's Jay, when I'll definitely be doing this.
Valve clearances.
Just check the valve clearances. I prefer Jay's valves to hit the piston wherever possible.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So
that means I should be back here quicker.
That's what I want. So 0.15 on the lower. Again, just to clarify, it helps if you pre-bend or get the 90-degree ones. If you this one's just bent from a straight one, but if you pre-bend the end of these, this job is a lot easier. When you first buy a new set and they're straight. Okay. That's cool. Just make sure it's pinched up. You don't have to go nuts, there's not a torque value. They are a very fine pitch thread. Final check after you pinch it in case it moves. So that was exhaust 0.15 millimeters. Cat bolts, again, just 10 newton meters is fine. There's no ring sealing in there. Intake.
And these can move a little bit after the first use, can't they?
Yeah, it's worth pointing out as well. We've checked them after if you've done a race meeting or a practice day, just check them, because when the valve's bedding, what happens is the valve technically seats into the head that way, so they tighten up, and then they normally stabilise. So after you've done a meeting or a weekend, or even, I wouldn't say just your first
ride out.
Yeah, ride out, but yeah, certainly after your first day of blatting round, then. So that's point one. And then do that back up again. And that's literally it. So that's an engine.
Race ready.
Go quick if Jay wasn't riding it. Just in case eagle-eyed people, obviously make sure you put that back in again.
Yeah.
And again, you can't really get a torque wrench on it, doesn't matter, don't go mental, just pinch that down with your spanner. And then likewise, make sure your gasket's not torn. Shouldn't be, these drop off really easily. And then put that long bolt back through from the... Don't try and do what I'm doing. And then just do this about 8 Newton meters. This long bolt acts like a spring.
This is a basic...
Basically, this is basically a basic engine.
Race setup.
But yeah, not basic, because that's what we started with. So it's like, you know, stage 1, isn't it? This is a stage 1 tune.
Yeah, so there are other things you can do, but none of it really makes it quicker, the other things we talk about, do they?
No, they make it worse. Generally. No, I always say...
Bushi gearbox.
No, you go Bushi gearbox for reliability and better ratios, but that's 360 quid. You go race valves, which in fairness, no, nothing wrong, as in race valves are worth it. There's one. Just randomly lying around, brand new. It's better because it's got HS on the top.
That's never in focus. Oh,
Yeah, it says high speed, which means it has to be better.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to go into the details of why it's better, it just is.
Okay.
And they're not that expensive, so you can do race valves. I generally always say, apart from what we've just done here, which has increased the compression ratio by dropping it onto a thin head gasket, it's not worth mucking around with high comp pistons and all that sort of jazz, because I've done so many different engines for different people over the years with different bits and bobs in them, and apart from the fact they're all crap riders, it doesn't really make any difference. You stick it on a dyno, and it you lose maybe some top end, you gain some bottom end, but yeah, as an all-round tune,
good rider could win on this engine.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, even if you decide to cheat and try and put a load of extra stuff in there, you're going to spend a load of money, and you're not really going to notice any difference and get really depressed because you could have spent that money on drink or drugs.
So guys, that is a race prepped engine all done. Hopefully you found that video nice and helpful, and then next week's video we will strip down my season long engine and see what it looks like inside after a whole season of racing. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Hope you found it helpful. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next week for the season long engine rebuild. Bye bye.